Every morning is a struggle for Cheryl Pridmore and her family.
Hey, Dave. Let's get up.
She struggles to get 8-year-old David out of bed, and she really has to struggle to get his twin sister Stephanie moving in the morning. While Cheryl makes breakfast for the family, the twins go on a frantic search for things to wear to school. Clothes are literally scattered all over the house. Some are waiting to be taken out of the dryer. Others are piled up in the living room.
I usually have about 3 loads of laundry a day, it seems like, and it's never done. People who know me, who've known me for a long time, know that I'm just basically a slob.
But it's not that Cheryl is lazy. It's just that everyone in the Pridmore house is terribly unorganized. And as a result, clutter overruns their lives. Now, every family has a junk drawer, a place they shove all those little odds and ends they don't know what else to do with. But the Pridmores, they have more junk than they have drawers.
It's very frustrating when you can't find things. I mean, it's just everything, keys, bills, mail, paperwork.
I believe in a place for everything and everything in its place, but I can't find that place, so I don't know where to go with it.
So every morning, the whole family plays hide and seek.
Where's the junk? You know, we've got 16 rolls of tape around here somewhere and 7 pairs of scissors. It's just, it's easier to go to the store and buy new than to try to find the other one.
The Pridmores must own stock in Rubbermaid. They have so many clothes baskets all over the house, each brimming with all kinds of stuff. But when the family cleans up one area, the baskets just get moved to another. While Kit, Cheryl's husband of 18 years, says he does help around the house, Cheryl says she could use a lot more cooperation from her whole family.
I think it's something we all need to work on. It's just, none of us want to do it because it's too much.
Cheryl has tried nagging, threats, and bribery. She even went on strike for 3 days. Nothing worked, and now she's desperate for things to change.
So anyway, I quit everything this year in hopes that I can get organized.
But it didn't happen.
Well, I haven't, no. It didn't.
The basic problem is no one here knows where to start. They lack direction. They need a game plan. They need the Slob Sisters. We'll meet them tomorrow.
Hi.
Enter the Slob Sisters.
Hi, I'm Cheryl.
Hi, I'm Pam.
Hi, Pam.
Hi, Peggy.
Hi, Peggy. I'm so glad you're here. I need you.
They're a pair of Washington State siblings and self-professed genetic slobs, whose many books and TV appearances have helped countless families contend with clutter, something the Pridmores have plenty of.
This is the worst room right now.
Their visit starts with a tour of the home. Turns out the family's been doing some overnight jamming and cramming, and the master bedroom suite was on the receiving end. But the Slob Sisters have seen it all before and reassure the Pridmores that the family is not beyond hope.
It's true. Our houses were worse than Cheryl's when we were slobs. Every room was like her bedroom. Mm-hmm. Every room.
To bring some janitorial order to a normally chaotic situation, the Slob Sisters introduced the Pridmores to the wonders of 3x5 index cards.
These are all the jobs in a house.
Each card lists a household task and time estimates for each chore. The Pridmores file the cards, taking care to spread out the workload so it doesn't become overwhelming on any given day. Of course, some jobs, such as laundry and doing dishes, need to be done daily, but others can be done every other week or even less frequently. The card file will become the family's housekeeping Bible, and heaven help them should they ever lose it.
Their life is over. They can't lose. That's right. No, she left her card file box in Detroit about 5 years ago, and I came to her front door, and her eyebrows had grown together. Well, she has a card that said, pluck your eyebrows.
And since I didn't have the card, they went together on me. I looked like Bert or Ernie, one of them.
Since kitchen clutter is Cheryl and Kit's biggest complaint, it's here that the family will launch its cleanup campaign. As they sort through all the junk, they'll have 4 choices: store it, put it away, give it away, or toss it. If Cheryl and Kit are going to keep their house organized, they're going to need the help of their children. So the Slob Sisters have turned housekeeping into something of a game.
We're not going to have dishes in bedrooms anymore. Period. It's the rule.
To play, everyone, David and Stephanie included, must obey the new rules of the house. Number 1 being, if it's not decorative, put it away. Infractions of this rule are noted with stickers. Each infraction or sticker costs the offender 25 cents. At week's end, the losers pay up, the winner cleans up.
And this crossfire game would be another quarter. Okay.
If it worked for us, we know it can work for them.
It's going to be difficult, but I think we're ready for it. And I think once we get into it, that it's going to be a breeze.
Will the Slob Sisters system save the Pridmores from clutter chaos? Or will the family fall off the organizational wagon? We'll check back with them on Friday. In the meantime, we'll meet another clan contending with clutter, including their youngest messmaker, Jared. Can you say problem child? I'm John Kleekamp, Channel 7 Action News, reporting.
Well, if you're interested in learning more about the Slob Sisters' housekeeping techniques, they've written several books on the subject. The sisters' names are Pam Young and Peggy Jones, and their books are available at many libraries and bookstores. Well, if you have little ones at home, you know how difficult it can be to keep your house neat and clean. But when even the grown-ups in your house aren't picking up after themselves, housework becomes a daunting challenge. Tonight in his special close-up report, Channel 7's John Kleekamp introduces us to such a family.
It's like it just gets cluttered so quickly. I get up in the morning and do something, and in 2 hours at lunchtime, it's a mess again. Only one person has to come through, and it's a disaster.
In the Charlton household, that one person is usually Jared. This 3.5-year-old can trash a room in no time flat, but getting him to clean it up can take forever.
No, we gotta pick it up now. Here. Hopefully he'll get better as he gets older, but he's not showing much evidence of it.
But it's not just Jared who's making messes around here. Everyone's guilty of not picking up after themselves. That's why dirty dishes collect in and around the kitchen sink, and clothes pile up on Mom's and Dad's bedroom dressers.
The main thing I try and do is help as much as I can, which, you know, my wife says isn't enough.
Charlie Charlton usually works 55 hours a week and a midnight shift at that. Becky works outside the home as well. But Becky knows the more time she spends here at the office, the greater her chances of coming home to a messy house.
In 2 or 3 days, we can't find anything. Everything's a disaster.
13-year-old Brandon helps out by doing after-school chores, but even with his help, Becky just can't keep on top of it all.
I'm usually up till about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I do dishes and wash clothes and vacuum, clean a room, or whatever needs to be done, and do as much as I can before I get too tired. I'd like my house to always be neat and straight. You know, I know people who can do it, but it's not me.
Do you think your mom could lighten up sometimes if the house is just a little bit messy?
Yeah, but it's not just a little bit messy sometimes. It's a lot messy.
But the Slob Sisters have never met a mess they couldn't handle. And tomorrow, these clutter busters will try to help the Charltons clean up their act. I'm John Kleekamp, Channel 7 Action News, reporting.
With a live action camera report, and John, it looks awfully neat there.
Isn't it remarkable the change? That video we showed was taken just 1 month ago, and this is amazing what the 4 weeks' time has happened. This is the family room. This is the home of Kit and Cheryl Pridmore and their 8-year-old twins, Stephanie and David, and it's remarkable the change. It's really neat and clean. No clutter here in the kitchen either, and when I was here before, it was it was really pretty incredible, and I was amazed they let us show it just the way it was. And this is Kit and Cheryl Pridmore. And Cheryl, I have to ask you, last time you tried to clean up, you just kind of moved everything upstairs, but the whole downstairs is neat and clean. Is the upstairs messy?
No, it's wonderful upstairs now. The only thing I haven't gotten to were all of the closets, but otherwise everything is spotless. It will stay that way now.
You think you will be able to stay this way? This is not something you're going to fall off the wagon and...
No, it will definitely stay that way now.
How's the game going? The sisters showed you how to play a game, get the kids and your husband involved?
The game is going great. So far, Kit and I have been the biggest losers, but other than that, the game is going great. The kids are doing wonderful. They love the game.
Okay, we also had the other family down from Taylor, the Charltons. We took some tape with them earlier this week, and we'll take a look at how they're doing now. What a difference a month makes. Remember the Charltons' kitchen? Counters cluttered with dishes and junk scattered across the table? Look at it today. And what about that troublesome laundry area where clothes were piled high and the shelves were in disarray? Well, not anymore. A sign informs family members in which basket to toss dark and light clothes, and the shelf space is fairly organized. And remember Jared, the so-called problem child. Becky says he's becoming Jared, the helpful child.
He'll take his dirty clothes and put them in front of the washing machine. He doesn't put them in the baskets, but in front of the washing machine's great. And he'll pick up his toys if you promise to reward him right then.
And Jared couldn't be happier with the arrangement. He delights in having his older brother Brandon count up the coins he's collected for each time he's helped with housework. Brandon, on the other hand, earns points for each chore he performs or good grade he brings home.
When he earns enough points, he can trade them in for a privilege. Right here, he took 250 of his points and went roller skating last Friday.
And how's Dad's dresser? It used to be buried beneath piles of tossed-off clothing. Today, it's a whole different story.
I try and help and keep my clothes, put away as much as I can. Becky stacks them up on the dresser, and I just try and get at them.
I'm happy with what he's doing, and picking up behind himself is all I ask him to do.
Becky tells me she's already seen a remarkable difference in the amount of free time she has, at least an hour extra time each day to read or watch television or whatever it is she would like to do. And I have to ask you two, are you getting a lot of grief from your friends because you participate in this little experiment of ours?
Oh, they seem to get a big kick out of it. But I keep telling them, without everybody's help, we couldn't have done it. We've really had a good time doing this.
And are you finding everything? I know that I had a lot of trouble finding things sometimes.
That's improved quite a bit. We're able to find everything. Everything is in its place, and everything has a place, and it's working out quite well now.
Okay, that's it from Novi, reporting live. I'm John Kleekamp. Back to you, Guy.
All right, John, congratulate them. If they can do it, we know that we can too. Thanks a lot.